Butch and Bob Show.
Yes, it is. The world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. And here we are on this Wednesday morning, right in the middle of the week. Bob, how you doing this morning?
I'm good.
You say the Braves are leading the bigs in the majors and the home runs?
On pace to set a franchise record where we're going.
Well, if we could just play Pittsburgh every single week, we might.
Yeah,
we might be able to do it.
That's what Sarah, my friends, told me last night. They'd like to play the Braves every game. I said, yeah, they'd win every game. Pirates are in bad shape. Sad.
The Pirates are in bad shape?
Bad shape.
Bad shape. No hope for the Pirate Nation, huh?
I told you, once they got out of spring training, the season was over.
At least they were undefeated on the first day of the season, right?
I don't even remember.
I mean, it used to be such a good franchise. I mean, what's happened there is the owners there just want to, make a little money and not put together a winning team, or what?
They just won't pay anybody to play.
Don't pay nobody to play. They're playing Billy Ball, huh?
Billy Ball that at least worked for them.
It worked for it worked for Brad in the game and the movie there.
Yeah. Just a sad franchise. I said, beautiful ballpark though. That's what's sad. It's one of the nicest ballparks in the major leagues.
I've never been to Pittsburgh, in person, but looking at it from on movies, TVs, and stuff like that, you see the two rivers coming together right there to make a river. They call it Three Rivers. And it is as pretty in person as it looks like on TV there in that area?
Yeah, down the riverfront, Clementi Bridge, just great place.
And the reason why Bob knows he's from Pittsburgh until he was in high school, and then when he was in high school, they moved to Atlanta, and he went to Stone Mountain High School, starting your freshman year. Junior year. All right, starting your junior year. So you had quite a few seasons up there in the cold, didn't you?
Yeah. Spent 2 years at Stone Mountain.
Okay.
Graduated in 1977. Then went to George right after that. So.
Okay. Now, we were supposed to have a guest yesterday, and then they said they couldn't make it, and so they would come today. All right? So we assumed that, they couldn't come yesterday. Then we thought they would make it today because they said yesterday, but sorry, we missed this morning. We'll come tomorrow, and today is tomorrow, and they're not here. So, what are we supposed to do? We do have a different guest for tomorrow morning on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, so they should be in here tomorrow because they just called a couple of days ago and requested for this week, so they should be in. But we had such a great person coming in. It would have been a great Butch and Bob Show, but apparently they couldn't make it yesterday morning or this morning. Maybe another time.
Chambers here tomorrow, too. They're on Thursdays.
Yeah, Chambers going to be in here tomorrow, too. Yep, to talk about the upcoming Taste of Wayne and other activities going on. They've got a ribbon cutting today in Odom at it's the Sportsman something other. It's a Sportsman in Odom this morning. They got a ribbon cutting going on. I know about it because I put it in my calendar to go to it this morning. Let's see here. Sportsman Corner. The Sportsman Corner. They're in Odom. And ribbon cutting's at 11 o'clock this morning. They're in Odom. So look forward to go see what the Sportsman Corner is all about, Bob.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. You love seeing these new businesses open up. People getting this entrepreneurial spirit and saying, I like to have my own business. I like to be my own boss. And opening up these businesses. So we wish them all the best here, all these small businesses that have been opening up in Wayne County. Even with all this COVID stuff going on this past year, we still had several new businesses that have opened up.
And the golf banquet tonight, again, they're asking that you buy your tickets in advance. Call the Pro Shop at 427-6505. Tickets are $25 steak dinner tonight at the Country Club. So it's in a way at 6:30. Looking forward to that. Okay,
golf tournament tonight, and the Wayne County High School golf team. The banquet is tonight, and they'll hand out some hardware there. And speaking of Wayne County High School athletes, you got 3 baseball players signing scholarships today?
Scholarship ceremony today at 1:30. Should be a fun ceremony, always is. Tyler Dennison, Zach Thomas, Blake Brockington all signing on the dotted line to continue their education and play baseball. So,
well, good.
Wish them well.
We'll have complete details on that on tomorrow's Sportscast at around 7:45 in the morning. Bob will talk to them, get some interviews, and get their opinions. Tomorrow morning around 7:45 on our Sportscast, complete details on today's signing. You and I were talking a little bit earlier. You got all these graduates of Wayne County High School, about 325 of them. And, of course, we salute the seniors every single year. And we were both glad that Jonathan's reading these names and not us. I mean, I hear some of these names that Jonathan reads, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I'd probably look at it and say, what? They are some names that are not as easy as Joe Brown or Susie Smith. I can tell you that right now. There's some ones there that a little more difficult, but we'd like to congratulate all the Wayne County High School seniors class of 2021. You've put in on all these years a great effort, and congratulations to you. And of course, there's other graduates throughout the area and other public schools that our signal gets into, and we'd like to congratulate y'all. There's private schools that are graduating, and then of course there's a lot of graduates from Wayne County High School from colleges. That wherever they may be, will be graduating from colleges. Congratulations to all the graduates, whether it's from public school, high school, college, whatever the case may be.
And tomorrow night's honors night.
Honors night at Wayne County High School.
Money going to be handed out tomorrow night. So.
Lots of money. Lots of money. Scholarships given out tomorrow night, the honors night at Wayne County High School. And that's an invitation-only event. Now, high school graduation on Friday at 7:30 at JC Stadium is open to everyone. To everyone. Everybody can go and fill up the stadium. Just stay hydrated. Maybe bring you some water or something because it's going to be hot out there. It's going to be in the 90s. And so just be careful out when you're out there. And as you mentioned, they'd like for people to be seated by 7:15. Your fannies in the stands, because at right before 7:30 they will close the gates so you can have the processional of the graduates going across the field. They'll close it up and then they'll open it back up after the processional's over with.
And again, masks are not required, but again, if you don't feel comfortable being around people without masks, they will have a section where people will be wearing masks. So I want to emphasize it again last night at the board meeting. But again, the board voted last night to do away with the mask mandates after tomorrow. Again, people are asking about summer school, where they have to wear masks. And again, there will be no mask mandate after Thursday this week at the schools. And your school will be back at normal. Everybody's going to school, no more.
Right. Starting with summer school, no mask here in Wayne County. And, of course, that summer school and with the regular school year beginning in August, if everything stays the same, it'll still be no mask. And you were mentioning in the school board that they may or may not renew the cleaning contract with that company from Vidalia.
All right. They're not real happy with their services right now.
They started off with gangbusters and then kind of slacked off the last few months from what they were saying.
So the gymnasium's a mess. So they're not real happy. So they wanted a raise. What was the raise? Them say
$30,000.
$36,000.
Somebody give me a $30,000 raise.
They just sent them a contract with a increase in pay of $36,936. Again, this company came last year and made their presentation. They wanted to do the high school and the 2 middle schools.
Right.
The board voted to just put them on a trial basis 1 year for the high school only, and then if they did a great job, then they would talk about advancing and letting them do the middle schools as well. But
right.
From the conversations last night, now the conversation is they may not renew the contract at all. But
which means if they do, they're going to have to go out and try to hire some custodians, right?
Right. That's what the CFO told them. Just keep in mind, if they don't renew the contract, then you're going to have to go out and hire custodians, and that'll affect the budget and retirement and workman's comp and everything else.
Well, has the principal or school superintendent anybody contacted the company the last, let's say, 3 months and say, hey, we're just not quite satisfied with your job you're doing?
They said last night, the board meeting, the principals at schools are responsible for their schools. That's what they said.
So the principal should have been giving them a call and say, hey, you ain't doing your job right.
They said that they're going to ask the representatives of the company to come to the next board meeting to discuss the contract and whether or not they're saying they're not going to. They said I'm sorry, let me emphasize. They said they're not saying they're not going to renew it. They said they want to discuss it before they
discuss it and say, hey, y'all started off great. Keep that kind of service up.
But apparently they're having the same problem everybody else is having. You can't get people to work. You can't
get people to work. That's right. I was hearing somebody the other day.
Joe's giving money free, so they're all staying home. And
they're all staying home. It's hard trying to find workers. I know that I heard someone talking the other day about custodial service, and that when these custodians got their stimulus checks, they decide just stay home. Stay home. Yeah. I didn't think I need to come in because I got my stimulus check. So as long as they had money in their pocket, they didn't want to work. But once the money gave out, they were back on the door saying, I want to clean again.
schools did, the board said they need to take some responsibility. Apparently, these kids can eat anywhere, and apparently they're eating in the gym.
I thought they only could eat in the commons area.
Apparently, they're eating everywhere. They said they're eating at the top of the gym, so they said that's the reason why the gym's so bad.
Oh. Got to keep in the commons area.
So they need to take some responsibility as well. But they said that all deals with the principals of the schools.
Lock up that gym, I guess, at lunchtime.
Principals are supposed to be responsible for their schools, so that's what the superintendent said. He's holding principals accountable for their schools. So.
Okay.
But they're not happy with the $36,000 increase in the
why $36,000 increase? Yeah, I'd ask him why.
Why
do you want that much more money?
Nick Gillis says from what he saw, they don't deserve an increase in pay.
And Nick is the chairman. So
we'll wait and
see what happens.
See what they say when they show up at the board meeting.
Okay.
I'm sure, as they say, there's two sides to every story.
So yeah, there are always two sides to every story. But as you mentioned, the service has fallen off. Why, we don't know. Well, I guess they'll be able to say according to what the school board says, and we'll see what happens with that. But like everybody else, I mean, you can't find anybody to work. But by the end of June, that extra $300 a week in unemployment that the Fed send the states have the opportunity whether they want to participate or not. And Georgia and many other states are saying, no. I mean, we got businesses calling us up all the time saying they cannot find anybody to work.
Thank you, Governor Kemp.
Just can't find anybody.
Just saw something on my phone that there's all kinds of jobs down on Sea Island. So if you're looking for a job, they can go online.
Sea Island's got a lot of jobs? There's jobs everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody can find anybody to work. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this country? I thought this country was built on hard work.
Well, we got in this lockdown this past year, and people said, this staying at home kind of stuff's kind of good. And then if you got an extra $300 a week coming in addition to regular unemployment, then you make, pretty good money there. But that doesn't last. That's the thing about it, is it doesn't last. Now's the time to go out there if you're unemployed and you're drawing unemployment insurance to try to find that plum job. So by the end of June, you got it set and you're ready to make, you're not waiting around the last minute and have to take anything but just to keep the bills paid. Go out there and try to find that good job now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they decide to do with the cleaning company.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do. When's the next board meeting? Next month sometime, I guess?
Got one June 8th.
June 8th. Okay. Because they have two per month, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have. They've been having call meetings with this budget. So with the budget,
okay.
They said they want to have the tentative budget approved by the 8th.
And how much is that budget? 50-something million?
$51 million.
$51 million, the Board of Education budget for the school system here in Wayne County.
43 of that salaries.
Yeah, most of it's going to be salaries, health benefits, things of that sort. That's it's the same way, a lot of even businesses and so forth, yeah. All right, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM in Jessup, world famous Butch and Bob Show. You can always text us with questions and comments at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Our main business line is text enabled. And I guess coming up in the next couple of weeks or so, we'll have Mayor Jason Weaver going to come back on to talk about the fireworks and 4th of July activities going on in Scriven. I think that's July 3rd, isn't it?
July 2nd and 3rd.
July 2nd and 3rd. Okay.
We've got events 2nd and 3rd.
2nd and 3rd, with the fireworks being on the third night at 9:30. Right. And so they'll have activities begin that afternoon around 2 o'clock there on that Saturday and go all afternoon. And then Second Chance Band's playing Friday night, right?
Right.
Yeah, Second Chance Band will be playing Friday night, July 2nd there in Scriven, with activities that evening. And then all the fun with the fireworks around 9:30 on July 3rd there in Scriven. It's good to have it back, Bob.
It's good to have everything back.
Yeah.
So things are finally seem to be getting back to normal.
Yeah. And we're back to normal here.
With the exception, nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work.
Especially you can't go to Huddle House at night. You can't get in the lobby at McDonald's. There's all kinds of things you can't do right now. So
it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the economy in this country when all this stimulus money and unemployment money by the end of the year just kind of dissipates, But gas prices have been going up. They seem to have leveled off.
We've had Buddy Carter on several times. I ask him every time, who's paying his money back? Grandkids, great-grandkids.
Yeah, if you go off
somebody's got to pay it back.
Yeah, I mean, if you go off and pass a $2 trillion stimulus bill, it's not like you go in there to the printers and say, hey, print us more money. You can't do that. Inflation would be out the roof. The economy would go crazy. You got to borrow it from somewhere. And who's lending us the money?
I say make LeBron James pay it all back. He's got plenty of money.
Yeah, take it out of petty cash, right?
They pay all them people millions and millions of dribble basketball, have them pay it back.
Yeah. Well, they get paid because they bring the money in.
That's a good start. We'll start with
That was a
him.
good start, was it?
We'll just send him a bill.
Well, speaking of LeBron James, the Lakers won last night. They tied the series up 1-1 over with Phoenix.
Saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hawks are back into action tonight, trying to take a 2-game lead over the Celtics.
Still in shock. Stars Mill beat Loganville.
Yeah, you were just saying, Loganville's got that, and Stars Mill wins their very first state playoff.
I'm shocked.
In baseball.
Congrats to them, though. That's impressive.
That is impressive. Yep, Stars Mill, 5A champs. Now, is all the baseball playoffs over now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So, what was it, AA in Savannah or something like that?
Yeah, the AA played in Savannah. Jeff Davis won that.
Yeah, Jeff Davis won the state championship.
Played in Savannah. Metter won it single A. They won. So a couple schools won their first ever state championship. Metter won their first ever. Stars Mill won their first ever. So,
now, Jeff Davis, they've had several state champions under Paul Glass, isn't it?
Third in the last 4 years.
Third in the last 4 years?
They would have won last year if it.
Yeah, they had a senior squad last year. It's amazing they won this year.
Congrats to them.
Well, we did get our engineering done yesterday. We were off from about 1 o'clock all the way to about, almost 4:30. We had to get a new beacon lens put on top of our tower. We had to get our bays on our top of our tower for our FM bays straightened up. They were all out of whack, and had to get a new big final tube and put it in our transmitter, along with some doing a kind of a refurbished overhaul on the transmitter and several things. So that took several hours, but we got back on. Had a problem overnight, and Matt had to come in here first thing this morning and got us back on at around 5. But it was good to get all that done. You know, you keep putting off maintenance, but finally you just got to do it. And we had to do it. So we had 2 crews in yesterday, the tower crew and the manufacturer of our FM transmitter. And so hopefully everything will just keep perking along just fine. You're looking at your phone. Anybody text you, Bob? No?
Yeah,
No.
Nothing to do with it.
Remember now, you can always text in questions and comments at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. And we do want to encourage you to make sure you're hydrated when you go to the graduation ceremonies. You know, if it continues to be hot like this year, you would think they would think about going back to 8 o'clock like it was for 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, up until about, 10, 12 years ago. I know both of my boys were still at 8 o'clock, and my second one graduated in 2002. So sometimes, I guess in 3 or 4, somewhere along there, they decide to go to 7:30. But it makes it a little cooler when you're from 8 to 8:30 because half of the graduation ceremony is in the dark.
Those board members were joking yesterday. The board meeting happened. The hot weather came right in time for graduation.
Yeah, well, it usually does. I mean, Memorial Day weekend, the heat comes in. And I remember back in 1980 or 81, somewhere along there, my wife and I at the time went camping. We were living in Aiken, South Carolina. We went to Aiken State Park up there, took our tent there, and it was 100 degrees. That's miserable camping when it's 100 degrees and you don't have a camper and all you do is camping in a tent. And the fan can only blow so much hot air.
Be safe out there. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids. And I said it's hot these last couple of days. Yeah,
and protect those pets. I had a pet several years ago that succumbed to the heat. And just make sure that you keep them in shade. There's plenty of shade for them and plenty of fresh water. If they're out of the sun and they have plenty of good fresh water, they should do okay. But I've also got a box fan that I've got on top of my porch blowing down on the porch on my dog, Doobie-Doo. And Doobie-Doo likes getting up under that fan sometimes because that wind's just blowing on him. And then other times he'll go lay in the yard and dig the holes even deeper to get down to the cooler dirt. So it's like the moon in the fenced-in area. Yeah, it's like craters. But you can't help it, Those dogs don't sweat, They don't sweat, So you got to keep them even cooler than we do. 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here for this Wednesday morning. Now, coming up before long, Bob, we got this has been turned into a very popular thing, is our Historic Strand Cinema Trivia Question of the Day. Ralph down there texts me in or emails me the questions about different things from movies. And I ask the question, and if the person gets it correct, they will win 2 free passes to see a movie at the Strand, along with a pizza from the Strand Bistro. So you can enjoy your pizza while you're watching the movie. And if you get the bonus question correct, you'll also win a large popcorn. So pretty good deal there. And we'll do this around 8:45, somewhere in that area, 8:40 to 8:45. We'll ask these questions, and we'll see who wins.
I think they still have that Angelina Jolie movie. That's a good movie down there. I saw that movie down there.
Angelo Jolie, what movie is she in? Is that an action movie?
Wish Me Dead. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Action movie. She plays a good role in action. She just seems to have the attitude and the face and the body and the acting skills to be able to do good in action movies. This week they'll open. Usually, I think the new movies start on today or tomorrow, Wednesday to Thursday. This week, Walt Disney's new release Cruella will start this week, along with Quiet Place 2. I don't know what Quiet Place 2 is. I know Cruella is just something, an extension of 101 Dalmatians, but I don't know what Quiet Place 2 is.
Crazy stuff.
And so you can enjoy a movie in the most comfortable seats at any theater that I've ever been to my entire life, and those seats are at the Historic Strand Cinema in downtown Jessup, and you can enjoy them there in the nice air conditioning. And, of course, out at the Jessup Drive-In, you can keep your car running, have your air conditioner on. When the sun, when you start watching the movie, the sun down, it cools off a little bit. You can get the chairs and sit outside in front of your vehicle and watch the movie there at the Jessup Drive-In on the Savannah Highway here in Jessup. Just a couple of great venues here in Jessup to be able to watch movies. Appreciate the Hickox getting these places and keeping them going and upgrading them. You doing anything important over there, Bob?
Important.
You're doing something. You're doing something there. Just typing away. Well, Bob, if you don't have anything else on your mind this morning, we'll just go ahead and wrap up the Butch and Bob Show instead of trying to stretch this out. And anything else?
Just want to remind people, if you're going to the golf banquet again, they do ask that you have those tickets in advance. So, again, call the Pro Shop at 427-6505. $25 tickets for tonight's event.
Okay. All right, Bob. World-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.